Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, thanks for the attention. My name is Claudio Miceli from the Federal University of Rio de Janeiro. I'm presenting together with Danielle and the work of our students, Felipe and Vitor, that called Crypto Hotwire, Legal Blockchain Mining at Using Public Infrastructure. Next slide, please. The problem is the issue that we are taking care of is like there are several crypto mining activities that are going on dorm rooms in universities for and not only universities but in several public. Why do the students do that? Because it's free power, so they don't have to. There is no cost of power, so they can use like crypto machines to earn some money as source of income. And this is becomes a problem in several aspects. This becomes like an ethical problem. It becomes an environmental problem. It becomes a economical problem for the university since this is costful. So, so this is something. On the other hand, this is a problem in these tough economic challenges that we are facing off. So for the universities, another extra cost. But if you think about the students, some of them are doing this as the only source of income, and this leads to another problem, another issue that is like most of these students doesn't know anything about the software that are running on their computers or on their Android phones. So just download the stuff that they don't know how it works, and this causes like threats to security and for the net teams on the universities is a really problematic issue. On the other hand, for most of them, for many of them, is their only source of income. And not only on universities this happen. This is also happening in any public infrastructure such as airports. In this particular case that we had, like this, one of the employees of the doing mining on the airport infrastructure. And think of this: there are several plugs, there are several cell phones, there is free Wi-Fi in most airports. And then the guy just have to plug the power of plug the cell phone on the power outlet and let use the free Wi-Fi. And they just let the cell phone with an Android app mining during the day and got it by the night. So this is something that is actually problematic. In Brazil, we can say that we have been doing this for a long, long time. There are this thing since 2005. So next slide, please. The thing is, energy theft in Brazil is a problem. It's a huge problem. It's like a long-lasting tradition. So in the slums, for instance, people do not pay for energy consumed through hot wires. So there is illegal mining in slums since in 2005, and energy is quite cheap in Brazil due to hydroelectrical power and sun power. So many of these guys on the slums are using this infrastructure as a problem. Why mining infrastructure? First of all, free power. So you don't have to pay for power. That is the greatest cost. Also, you can have legal access to machines. Imagine a lab on a university. If you're able to run a web-based mining tool, okay, it's easy. Generally, you have a large number of computers. And the IT teams, the only thing that it's the same for all universities in the world, the IT teams in universities are less number than they should. So there's an abundant sources of electricity and internet. So abundant free energy cuts the biggest cost of mining. And there are several like Linux distros and Android apps ready to do mining in several cryptocurrencies. So how can we detect this illegal blockchain activity? So that is nowadays getting momentum on media. There are gaps on prior art. There are no scientific works on that topic. There are no measurements in Campos networks. So our contribution is to on UFRJ. You have to remember that UFRJ is the biggest university in Brazil. You have around 100,000 people daily in the university. So it's quite a lot of people, quite a lot of energy. So we have like from January, February of 2018, we have these mining attacks. And the average cost per machine was much larger than the revenue for us. So we have like 100 reais per day of cost for each machine, but nowadays this means like $20, but only get on back spins from cents to $1 tops. So for the guy that's getting this machine, may mean a lot, but for the university is a problem. So we have seen this all other works and SOCCA, IMC, www, but the point is that they are only evaluating local defense, or we are trying to do remote defense to security teams, and the access vector was remote and ours are local. The attacker had physical access to the machines. It's a lab in the university, and he's supposed to use the machine. So this is problematic for us. So our difference is that our team is remote and our attack is local. No, can go, no problem. So we had like monitoring treated by the security information team of the university. Remember, 100,000 people, and the partnership with the National Education Research Network that has funded this work. In 2017, we detected a new pattern of crypto mining attacks out of our university. If I'm not mistaken, it was Monera mining. Next slide, please. And we have created a procedure. You can change, Daniel, please. So how to track? We have received notification. No, one less, the before. Yeah, notification from partner observers. We have like network inspection in the traffic. We monitor machines, and then after finding non-usual traffic, so because the mining traffic is quite similar to like a DOS attack, we followed by physical audits on analysis of vulnerabilities and search for suspicious strings in browser history. And remember, the university has one of the biggest groups in blockchain study in Brazil, both from the economic side just to the technological side. So there are lots of search for crypto and blockchain that are legal. So to divide those on legal illegal was quite tough. So we identified 140 cases of crypto hotwire with around 7 machines. And for you to take into consideration, the lab that was most compromised was from the art school, when there is almost no people from the IT group. So the cycle of activity versus inactivity, we consider activity, the illegal mining take place from January 25 to February 2, when we return from vacation. Remember, this is our summer vacation, and inactivity was during the holidays, January 1st to January 3rd. So after the system go through this renewal, machine installing activity may restart. So even when we got the infection, we got the problem, it's really easy to the attacker to go there and just install a new crypto miner or restart the process. So to take a look at what we have done, we have performed a controlled experiment that our goal was to simulate mining using an environment similar to that we have found, and simulate mining costs and gains, and contrast analyze the traffic patterns and network usage. So we have 6 computers, 3 of them performing mining and 3 using routine activities. They have similar specs like Core i3 and Core i5 processors, 4 GB of RAM. We have used the PowerTop software, use Ubuntu. So as you can see, we have like, this is interesting because you can see that even the configs that were mining, you can see that you can go up to 160 reais per day. And when the usual cost of configurations means like 5 reais a day. So you see that you can like go up to 30 times the cost. But what you receive and this cost is just R$5. This R$5 around $1 nowadays. So if you think, and even consumption does not guarantee revenue. You see that two machines will have 160 reais, but one machine receive around $1 and the other machine receive around 5 cents. So this is something that we have to evaluate. The traffic patterns that you can see here, you see by day, that the traffic pattern of host mine are lower than the host performance standard equipment activities. So they have just one activity running on the machine, but this is the similar behavior that you have in DOS attacks. So some zombie machines just like this, and so sometimes there's a way to find if these machines are being used as a botnet. So there are similarities between the mining attacks and botnets. So this is something that we are aware of nowadays. So our results, our conclusions, our contributions are this is the first work to analyze crypto mining attacks from local attack vectors. We have identified such attacks at UFRJ and become a routine activity nowadays. And the gain versus cost, and the gains are much smaller than the costs. And our work advantage that we've done this with a remote IT team, what's quite important on these pandemic times, so we can reproduce in any place nowadays, and the local vector, or it was local vector attacks. So our next works are the monetization of mining for public benefits, automatic mining attack detector using AI, for instance, improve the detection of these attacks. May have clever ways to do this nowadays, and that's a sort of prevalence of illegal mining farms in slums and other institutions where it's more difficult to find patterns than in the university itself. But another thing that you want to talk, next slide, is like energy is in codes. So we pay by codes of energy. We don't pay by measurement. If you have tied energy chargers, then we can use the energy. Try to do what you call legal mining. Use this excess of energy that will be wasted anyways to mine and return for the university, since it's already paid. So the challenge now is to detect and differentiate illegal from legal mining, and more, it's to understand how we can measure our own energy in order to not to go to another tire. And in non-tied energy charges, it's easier to detect deviation due to energy bills, but it will be more damaging the problem of the illegal mining. Thank you. I hope I know it was quite fast, but I hope I have achieved the message. Thank you a lot.
Yeah, thank you, Claudio. Katinka, are you there?
Yeah.
Yeah, we are open for questions.
Okay. So any questions? I'm sorry, I was a bit overwhelmed with this.
Quick question from me. I like the work and I like the future plans. Did I see somewhere that Monero was used as a cryptocurrency?
Yes, the attack, the lab that was infected was using a Monero mining tool, a web Monero-based mining tool. I didn't know before we got this. We saw the result of the attack, and we just saw that it was Monero when we did the physical audit. So the first indication that we had that there was something wrong was the network traffic. The network traffic had a similar pattern to a DOS attack, but this pattern did not represent an increase on that network traffic overall, because as you said, like the infected machine infected, and it's not the infection, but in the sense had like the same amount of data being transmitted that a non-infected machine. but it behaves in a constant way during the day, even during the nighttime. Then the university closed during nighttime, so this was an indication. And then we saw like a web-based, like a Chrome plugin or something like it, that was running mining activity for Monero.
And do you know why they used Monero?
Well, I don't actually know. I think it's the same. It's the same case as I stated at the beginning. It was just one cryptocurrency that was easy. That was the choice. I don't think it was like actually well-planned thought. It's just the guy saw the opportunity, see that he could install plugins on the web browser, and that's it. Had just done it. So one of the things that we have trying to implement is to block the web browser's functionality a little bit more, in order to try to block this kind of thing. But I think it's more a question of opportunity rather than actually a well-thought attack.
Yeah, it's just interesting that I saw Monero on one of the slides, but I was thinking maybe it had something to do with the anonymization and these security elements that Monero offers. Which
I think this is that you have said it's a really good reason, but in the way that the thing was done in this lab, it takes English. It was the art school, so people don't actually give a lot of attention in there. So it was the attack was not hidden at all. So you could see the Monero crypto miner working on the browser. It was something that is the reason why we believe that it was something not well thought, not well planned. Just like there was the opportunity, the guy done this. So,
thank you. Interesting.
Okay. Thank you for your question.
Any more questions? Yeah.
Yeah, I do have a question. In terms of say, do you think that this problem will kind of go away a little bit over the next couple of years when the difficulty of mining, say on Bitcoin and Moneros and other currencies, will increase, and some currencies like Ethereum might switch to something like proof of stake? Or do you think it will stick around basically for a longer time?
I think if the energy is free, I think it will lose a little bit of interest, but it may continue, since the guys will not have almost any cost for them, just other than the machines. And as we have seen in Brazil, we received just some very challenging forms of the seat. So this is a new form that we are dealing right now, but the biggest issue is like as a proof of work may decrease, but I believe that is going to be another forms of trying to manipulate or to gather money, to have money through crypto coins. So one of the things that we have that we are thinking as future work is not only to see how can we detect this crypto mining activity in form of proof of work, but can we differentiate between legal activities and illegal activities. And these are things that I think it's challenging. But in the sense of work, I think it may decreases, but I don't think this will disappear, because it's just they don't have to do anything. And you can buy use the Android phone on eBay by $5. So it's not expensive to get a lot of them and just put it in a public infrastructure. And
how do you define illegal or legal?
That's the challenge that we are dealing right now. By this moment in the university, everything is illegal, but even that you can try to have like special users, or in the case of Monero, it's complicated because it's all anonymous. But if come from a special network done by the university itself, but this is all open to speculation right now. And you have to understand that in Brazil, we are a legal biased society. So if something is not in the law, it should not be done. So in the university, there's no space for discussion in this sense. The university rules about how they can deal with money. So this is nowadays is more a thought experiment for us, but that can work for other places rather than actually something that we are able to do. And for you to have the dimension of the problem, nowadays there's this estimation, I believe it was from Cisco company, that said that dorm rooms in universities around the world, the second largest crypto mine of the commercial crypto miners, losing only to the energy sector. And this is absolutely crazy. It means that, whoa, we are almost banks and we didn't know. So this is insane in some sort of. So if you see places like Canada where energy is quite cheap, especially on Quebec, this is something that people should be aware of, should be even concerned a little bit, because this may represent I don't know if opportunities, but in some sorts challenges for the IT teams in universities. It's difficult to get. And you can buy like Raspberry Pis for less than $5 if you buy like used on eBay or Android cell phones, and you just can plug. So the guy came to the class, plug a cell phone on the plug power, and that's it, he's mining. And this is costful, and it opens door for other things, for other kinds of infections. And that's the challenge thing. One way that we are trying to track those attacks are by what we call like secondary effects, such as, this network, we have done like a pen test on this network and it was secure. What changed? And sometimes it's a crypto mining tool that infected the network that we haven't thought about. So this is also changing how we do pen tests in the university and our security procedures as well.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any more questions? If not, then I was wondering whether we'll have a short break of 5 minutes or so.